Hello everyone, Denise from Connectarium. Thank you for being here, for watching and sharing with me. Those of you who send feedback, it's a pleasure to have you around. I might chat with you today for us to talk about this week of June 22nd until June 27th, just for us to have a glimpse of what's happening in the sky and the most important astrological events that might help you reflect on what's happening in your life. That's the whole idea of doing those videos, to bring reflection into what we can work on, because many aspects we can't, but we can work within ourselves. So that's the idea. So we are first of all in a week of the new moon, which just happened over the weekend with the eclipse also. So new moon in Cancer. I spoke a lot more in the eclipse video. If you're more interested in the Cancer season, you might get benefit out of those videos. But we are in this new moon's part of the month, right? We have 4 weeks. Each week is a different season of the moon. So the new one is when we are open to plant our seeds, to think of new projects, new idea, new conversations, new people, right? Be more conscious of what happens on the new moons, right? So we are in between eclipses. We are having 3 in a row, June 5th, June 21st, and July 5th. And we are entering now the Cancer season, and as I was saying, which is much more emotional, much more dealing with the domestic, family, memories, our past, all this orientation towards emotion and psychologically, our space in between us, motherhood, all this protection and sensibility that Cancer invites us to go through. So we are in this moment. The most important aspects that I would like to call attention are the rare aspects I have been speaking about on the videos for 2020. The most famous one, the Saturn-Pluto, which happened in January this year. And also we have the famous Pluto and Jupiter together in April, June, right now this week, and also in November. Those two, I spoke last week again about them. What they're saying is, for us to expand, you need to deep dive, right? You need to go to the underground, which is Pluto. Jupiter is all about expansion, all about forgetting frontiers and exploring the world, exploring faith, exploring beliefs, our intention to go beyond. And Pluto is the underground, saying, okay, you need to see the things you were not willing to see, right? So the first suggestion is, take this chance of this week to really think of what should be eliminated. And Pluto, which rules Scorpio, is all about death and rebirth and regeneration. So it's the opportunity to say, okay, we're gonna die to this, or we're gonna kill this in order to grow, right? Sometimes you really need to leave things behind so you can move forward. So that's the invitation. And by doing this homework right now, we are going to be much more able to take advantage in the end of the year, when then Jupiter will meet Saturn, the structured, the one who really knows how to structure things and to do in a proper way and with sustainability, right? So let's take this invitation to really deep dive. It's not easy, it's dense, it's like going through a desert, but we're gonna go get out of this, right? If you really deep dive and see the things you were not willing to see until now, right? We have other things happening also. The famous Venus going direct. Venus is all about 2 major topics, right? First, relationships, which is very important, the most important one, and also rules our relationship with money, resources. So Venus was retrograde from May 13th until June 25th, right? Yeah, 25th of June. It's going to go in direct movement again. So when they are retrograde, it seems like the planets are going backwards. They are not. It's symbolic. It's an illusion, but it's very symbolic and very important, which means we need to review stuff, right? And this week is beginning On Tuesday, with Neptune going retrograde, we have 6 planets retrograding, which means we are in a lot of revision. So we have Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and Neptune from Tuesday on. The good news is on the 25th, Venus, as I was saying, is going direct again. It's not like in the backwards movement, which means we had a chance to review relationships, to see what is relationship about. Is it working? It's not working. Maybe checking things from the past, and all this arena of reviewing relationships. Also reviewing our relationship with money. Is it worth paying for? It's not. So what's the story? Should we spend this amount of money? We are going through this economic situation with Venus as well. So the fact that it's now going direct, it may help with all those subjects, right? To give more clarity about the relationships, and also maybe a good facilitation of the economy as well. So, and then we have Neptune going retrograde on Tuesday from 23rd until 28th of November 28th. So some months there, Neptune is all about spirituality on the harmonic side, and on the disharmony, this harmonic side, it can cause illusion, disillusion, lack of clarity, because Neptune in Pisces, the ruler of Pisces, it's all about actually capturing a lot of information. It's a very sensible sign and planet, so it's kind of capturing information from all different worlds, if you will, and it can cause some confusion because of this huge amount of information it captures from different sources. So we might be paying attention of how we are dealing with things that may cause confusion, disillusion, and going on the direction of spirituality instead. That's the recommendation. So I was saying we are in this emotional part of the year because it's the Cancer season. And just a few days afterwards, on 27th of June, not 28th, we are, depending on where you are in the planet, maybe the 28th of June, we are having Mars, which is our action, what we need to do to conquer what we want, our impulse, our aggressiveness, our energy to move forward. It's changing sign, and I'm going to make a video separate for this because it's a very important topic. It's leaving Pisces, which is the last sign, in a much more soft energy for Mars, and it's going into Aries, the sign that it rules. Mars is the ruler of Aries, where they feel Mars feels home, feel much more empowered in all senses, for good and for the bad. So we can be much more aggressive, much more having much more impulse and energy to do what we need to do. On the other hand, we can use this aggressiveness in the wrong direction. We need to take care, and a very special care, because Mars usually stays around 7 weeks in a sign, but now it's going to spend 6 months, the full second semester in Aries, because it's going to retrograde in September. So it's going to spend more time, but much more time than usual, which is, again, something atypical about 2020. But for us to really look after how we act and how we put our energy. I would like to debrief a little bit more on Mars on a separate video because it really deserves. But it's a much more male energy, and I'm not talking about gender, I'm just talking about styles, right? So in Cancer, we are much more into this in perspective of the emotions and sensibility, and then Mars enters a very aggressiveness possibility. So we're kind of checking in how our emotions are right now before this energy goes. So we're having an opportunity to deep dive into the emotional side, and we should take advantage of that. So the moon is going through the week from Cancer with this new moon, when Sun and Moon are in the same sign. So Monday is still on Cancer, and then it moves Tuesday and Wednesday to Leo, and then Thursday and Friday to Virgo, and then on Saturday Virgo and Libra, it's changing sign. So in this second quadrant of the zodiac, which is our fight for survival, right? So we are going through our emotions, and then in Leo we have this opportunity to acknowledge our talents and see what we are good at, feel this higher self-esteem and take advantage. And then we have this couple of days in Virgo when we are really looking after what needs to be done, our tasks, our separation of what is worth it, what is not, our more analytical view of life. And a little bit of the week in Libra when we take the time to really dedicate to more of the relationships and affection with this sign, or empathizing with how others think. So I will share more along the week when I see aspects that are more important to share with you guys, but just wanted to give you just a flavor of the signs that the moon is going to go through. Anyway, I think that's the most important aspects that I really wanted to call attention, especially Venus going direct, the Neptune that I explained, and the possibility for us to deep dive in what we need to let go to move forward. That's very, very important for this week. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. Let me know if it makes sense to you. Thank you for watching, and I see you around. Take care. Bye-bye.